Oh, and also we're involved with marine management. Yeah, we just had a workshop, 2-day workshop, kind of assessed some of our ocean, our shoreline. So we have been getting into that. All of these things go with the concept of mountains.
Yeah, the Ahupua'a includes the nearshore waters out to the reef, so it's all about how everything interacts from the mountain to the ocean. And like right now we have the opai, the little shrimps that are just coming up through, and this is a great illustration of how the mountain and the ocean are connected. So opai they hatch in the ocean and then they swim upstream. They go up the streams and they lay their eggs up in the stream, and then the eggs wash down in the ocean and hatch again. And so it's a cycle that involves both the ocean and the mountain. And the biomass of the opai that gets washed down to the ocean is food for all the fish, so it supports the abundance of the ocean life. And they actually come up through the lo'i here, and they come through and kind of use the lo'i as a nursery area. So they spend time in here and they get bigger when they first arrive. Like they just started coming in last week, they're only like that big, and by the time they leave they're 1.5 inches or so. So they spend time in here and fatten up, and then they actually just climb right in our pipe, and you can just sit there and see a ball climbing up into the pipe, and they follow the pipe all the way back up into the stream again.
You know what?
And normally they would.
It's our native shrimp.
Yeah, it's a little native shrimp, and they normally would just follow any kind of like a lava tube or underground spring. They'll just, wherever the water's flowing, they'll just go upstream. So here it happens to be through a pipe, but they just grab on and climb up and all the way back up into the stream again. So the cultural use of the land and the presence of the lo'i actually supports the abundance of the opai, which in turn supports the abundance of the ocean. So not only is the mountain and the sea connected, but the cultural use of the land is actually supporting the ecology, not taking away from it. It's actually improving the abundance. So the taro it's not just about growing the taro, it's also about helping the fish, and helping the opai and everything that goes along with that. Yeah.
And we don't have Hawaiian homestead here, so it's not like we can just build a house. It's all outside there or way out in Hana, so it's kind of hard.
The national park doesn't have jurisdiction over the ocean too. Their jurisdiction ends right at the shoreline, so we're taking the initiative to do kind of to start to do shoreline management. And it's something that DLNR just like last week sent out a thing that they're really taking an initiative to kind of push in this direction. But they just don't have the resources to, the national park isn't managing the shoreline. DLNR has basically no resources to devote out here. So it's really up to the community to say, if we want this to be sustainable, we need to we need to manage it ourselves and take the initiative to inventory what we've got going on. We started doing reef surveys last year, and we're going to be doing that every year, so we have a baseline and we can see changes over time and compare to other places throughout the islands. And we've started doing opihi surveys, so we go walk along the shoreline and do transects and check the health of the opihi populations and things like that. We want to partner with the park and with DLNR, but really take the initiative as a community, and potentially in the future have a marine managed area where we could set our own guidelines as far as best practices, certain times, certain seasons and sizes and things like that you can manage with fish, spawning, not taking certain fish during spawning times, and kind of bringing back the traditional style management, which it's different in every place. So there's certain things like moi season just started, for example. You can't take moi for the next 3 months. But it's not the same every place. It's really very place specific. So, what we want to do is just get a little bit more, data on exactly when does the moi spawning season start in this particular Ahupua'a, and be able to set the rules that are sensitive to those kind of things. And really it's just about education, because we can't enforce any of this really, but it's just about education and getting the local fishermen to be thinking about it. And also limu planting is a big one. Limu The Hawaiian seaweed is a plant that people eat, for one thing. It's really healthy as part of the diet, but it's also the herbivore fish eat the limu, and they also hide in the limu when they're small, so it gives them a little protection against the big predator fish. So it's supporting, it's like the base of the food chain for the whole fish population is the limu. So you can actually take the limu and from one place and plant it in another place and encourage the production of the health of the limu population as a way to encourage the whole, the whole ocean health. So that's something that Uncle John really tries to promote, tries to educate the fishermen here to do while you're out fishing and taking something for the ocean. Make sure you're giving something back at the same time and doing something that helps make sure that the fish are there for the next generation.
Yeah, thanks, we must say 40 years of our life.